Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. I cannot believe that. This is the SOS show with James Lott Jr. I am James Lott Jr., super organizer. That's right, kids. I am here another week. Thank you, Jesus. I'm here working it out. And I'm back to organizing, folks. That's what I tell you guys. I am back out in the field again after 3 months of people having COVID. Oh, it was crazy. It was bad in Los Angeles. All my clients got COVID. I couldn't do anything. So now I'm reuniting with them. I'm so happy I'm back. And of course, this show is heading towards, I can't believe this, in June, it'll be 7 years I've been doing this show. Almost 400 episodes. It's amazing. Let me tell you my guest. Before I get started, let me tell you my guest. I'm going to read her. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to read her bio exactly the way she wrote it because I love it. Usually I take the bio and do my own stuff. I'm going to read exactly what she wrote it. Here we go. I'll say her name at the end. She is a mother of two young, amazing men. She is a newly elected VP of the National Association of Black Professional Organizers. She's an entrepreneur, teen liaison, and mentor, professional organizer, a family assistant, the laundry guru, and most importantly, folks, a Jesus lover. She is also the founder and owner of Xtreme Audacity Organizing Solutions, LLC, which was founded in January of 2017 in Mooresville, North Carolina. So that's the Charlotte metro area. I've been in North Carolina, like it's really there, really green there. She has an eye for creating harmony and simplicity. She can easily see the beauty in clutter, chaos, and disorder. Outside of transforming lives through order and organization, she is out to change women's lives through love and support. I believe that completely. Her motto is, you take control of the clutter, or the clutter will take control of you, which is very, very true, folks. You can help me welcome the amazing Takilla Combs. Hello.
Yeah. Woo!
I like that. We're going to talk about I'm going to break this down, girl. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, what I always do, I do it every single show, I do my thanks and gratitude. I feel it's very important to give thanks and always live in gratitude when you can. So to me, of course, with thanks and gratitude, to God first and always. He opened my eyes this morning and said, James, you're going to make it through today.
Right.
He said, trust in me, you'll make it through, right? So I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he did say trust in me. So I do, and I'm going to make it through today. No matter what's going on right now, it's super windy in Los Angeles. My plants are being knocked everywhere, but they're still alive. And she mentioned her sons. I don't have sons, I have grandsons. So I want to mention Rylan, Zayden, and Trenton, my three grandsons. Trenton just turned a year old. He is a little precious angel. And Zayden turns 23 in the next week. So I'm very excited. I have a big wide range of grandchildren. Yeah. So I'm very blessed to have them in my lives. I love all three of them. Okay, my granddaughter too, Scarlett. I have one granddaughter, and Scarlett. So I love her too. So I would give thanks and gratitude to them. So Ms. Combs, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing great. It is afternoon. I'm doing great. I've had a kind of a crazy morning like you, crazy day. But I am also blessed. I am blessed to be here. I'm excited to be here. And, in spite of everything going on, God woke me up this morning also, and my children. And so I'm blessed also.
I want to mention, because one of the things you first say in your bio, I read on purpose because there's several things that struck me that I don't see in bios very often. And one, because yes, it lists your professional stuff, and we'll get to that, of course. But to me, I mean, there's nothing if you don't have family and self-esteem, self-worth, all that kind of stuff. And you mentioned your two sons. What has it been like the last few years with everything going on for you as a parent, having two young, I'm assuming black sons because you're black. I'm assuming they're black. So, I mean, but what's it? I'm being funny.
You assume correct. You assume correct.
I mean, of course, folks don't being funny, of course. But what has it been, the unfunny part, what has it been like for you as a mother, kind of overseeing your two young black sons?
So it has been the most challenging time for me personally. I don't know what it was like for my parents raising a teenager. But I've been told that this generation is a lot more difficult than it was for us. They have so much, access, so much access to so many things, that it is so hard to keep them grounded in what what I believe and what I'm trying to teach them and raise them, to adhere to the quality of life, the discipline, the the go-get-itness, everything that's inside of me. It's hard to keep them at bay with that because it's so much coming at them. They don't feel like they have time to do what's actually really important. They want to do things that for me that I think are unimportant. Outside of the fact that, my oldest is 18 and he just went off to college. So going from being a parent of what I consider a minor to a child that is a minor adult, like, because he's 18, he's still dependent, he still needs me. He doesn't know he needs me. He doesn't know. Like, he think he has it and he doesn't, right? It's just so much the transition of life for me, going from a high schooler to teenager, has been very challenging because I need to learn what to say, what not to say, and when to say it, when not to say it. So the transition, and then just having Black sons in the world is challenging in and of itself. My boys, my son, and I have 2 boys. My sister she has 2 boys also. And the 4 of them were in the car, coming from her house to mine. And they got pulled over and the cop wants to see everybody's ID. They're 18, 17, and 2 16-year-olds. And so, they called me on the phone. And so my sister was closer. So she's racing over to where they're. So it's just nerve-wracking, just having them just to go to work and come home at night. And just, the life is just scary.
Yeah, I always, to my grandsons and everybody, I always try to tell I said I want you to go for everything. I don't want you to stop or not, or feel like you can't go for something. And what you just said, you just said something like that too. The go-get-itness should still be in there. It should be still striving for something. But at the same time, we got to balance that with, there are some realities that may happen to you, that are out of your control. Actually, they're out of your control. Before I told the story before, 4 years ago, I had a SWAT team at a 7-Eleven put rifles at my face. And I was the only Black person in the store. And I was just shopping. And so the silent alarm went off. They didn't stop the white folks in the store, just me. And I'm in my 50s shopping in a nice area of Los Angeles, thinking life is just beautiful. But I'm just saying, there are things that can happen, but you want to still give them hope on some level. Like, just, there are things that can still be great and you can still strive to become something. Just know that right now there are also other forces at bay.
Yeah. And it's hard for them to grasp it. But also they're able to grasp it somewhat when they see things on social media. So, then we get to have those conversations about why this happened, or what could have prevented it, or what should we do differently. So then it opens us up to be able to have those difficult conversations that if we try to have it, it wouldn't really mean anything. But when we're able to, see things, we're able to have those conversations and it mean a lot more to them, and they're able to kind of get it a little bit more.
Now, on another side of this, are your sons organized?
Okay, so I have one that's organized and messy. So if I need something organized, I know who to go to. But at the same time, he makes the most mess, right? And then I have another one. He's just free. His life, he has very little cares. He could care whether this goes there. But he's clean. He's like neater, but it's not organized, right?
Wow.
So it's like a weird combination. One is just messy, and when I need something organized, when I need something done, I know who to ask. And then the other one, he's very responsible in some areas. Like if I need him to do certain things, but he's very carefree. He doesn't care about organization. He don't care if that's supposed to go there. Like he's just gonna put it where you want to put it, you know.
I love it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Another thing you were talking about in your bio, which I thought was great, was basically sisterhood, young sisterhood. Looking, I always say that we're a village, and us as we ascend to certain ages and stations in our life, it is important for us to give back to the younger. So how important is that for you also? Now we talk to boys, now the girls. So what are you doing about that?
Yeah, so I always wanted a little girl, and I just wasn't blessed to get one. But I have a host of nieces, and it like I've been a part of the church my entire life, and I've always been a part of the youth program. I've been a youth leader, and I at my former church I had a group of ladies that I met with monthly, and we hung out. We baked snacks, we cooked, we did all kind of things. And so now I'm a youth leader at my new church. And so I just love the youth, but I'm very partial to young ladies because I feel like we need in some instances so much more. And I feel like there's a missing with our youth in general, like from going to a teenager to adulthood, there's a huge gap. There's a huge gap of missing in communication and just knowing what to do and where to go, where to find things or who to talk to. You go to one place, they tell you to go talk to this person or whatever. And so you just get pushed around a lot. And so I'm trying to bridge that gap. And that's one of my ultimate goals, is to be able to bridge that gap for young women and help them to be able to prosper in every area of their life and be able to find resources, in one spot. Like find the resource, somebody to help you find the resource to get where you want to go.
Yeah, that's good. No, I think it is. I mean, it's young girls, young boys each have separate needs. Then they have needs that are collective. There's two separate things. There's like basic stuff that we all kind of need to learn as we get into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
But women have a whole different host of issues that men don't go through, that boys don't go through. I always say, for boys, this is my opinion. I always say for boys, we're raised almost emotionally anorexic. We're told not to have feelings. We're told to be very, stoic and be a man of the house and all stuff. But then girls go through the whole physical stuff. We're always, looking at girls a certain way, and like she's a hottie or she's not a hottie. Or what's wrong with her? What's going on? And we make them almost anorexic physically, almost so to speak. So the brain is trying to. You need makeup. You need this. You need lip plumper. So it's like we put so much there's two different things going on here. So there's special attention, I think, from older women to go back to younger women and say, okay, here's the deal.
Here's what's important.
Yeah.
It's the inside. Inside is important, way more important than the exterior. And that's what's missing, like dealing with our inside, our emotion, and being able to have those tough conversations and being able to have it with somebody that actually is not going to judge you for what you say, how you feel. My kids know that I'm an open book. I want to talk about all the stuff that you talk about with your friends. I ask the tough questions, and my kids have gotten used to it to the point to where they started talking to me about stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, they would bring me conversations but I want to be able to create a space for people, young women, to be able to just have those conversations that other people think are dirty, ugly, gonna judge you for. It needs to be said because they're gonna talk about it with somebody. Right. You want them to talk about it in a safe space.
Mm-hmm, you do, and I'm the same kind of parent because there's some I have friends of mine who were raised in my Gen X generation where a lot of us I was a latchkey kid, so I didn't have my parents were doing what they're doing, but a lot of their parents were super strict, especially in Black households, super strict.
That's right.
Religious. You don't talk about anything, and so then they learn stuff from the little friends down the street. It's like we're telling them it's all wrong. They're telling them all wrong. Oh yeah, do this. And we like, you're a man, do that. Like, no, we don't want that. I'm like, I'd rather you come to me with everything. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. So I'm with you on that. I'd rather you come to me than be out there in the world learning it all wrong.
Yeah. That's right. I totally agree.
Okay, so I always change wording too. I think I'm a big proponent of language, and you said some things I like also. You are a family assistant and laundry guru. I love that. I've been telling my housewife clients, you're not a housewife anymore. I feel like that is completely subservient. I said, you're the house manager, you're the house CEO. Because because seriously, you guys, I raised sort of my baby's mothers did a lot more than I did in terms of like the appointments, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. You know, yeah, I did the soccer games, that kind of stuff. But it's like you guys do a lot of stuff that we don't do. So I would acknowledge that especially. So I like the fact that you changed the language. So is that something you also put in your practice with your clients to kind of like, let's just change the language and how we look at ourselves?
Yeah, it's hard to change mentally. I think, and you know that doing what you do to get our clients to mentally shift before the physical. The physical is important, but if you don't shift mentally, the physical is going to go back to the way it was before I got here. So yes, I do work on my clients with that. But you know, I think it's very important for us to, use our language to really express what actually is going on and what's actually occurring, and instead of dumbing it down, as a maid, or whatever the may be. Because as a family assistant, I assist my families in managing their household, like you were saying, a house manager, and the everyday mundane things, a meal prep or laundry or running to the store to pick up something. So it encompasses so much. It's just not a one thing.
It is true.
And the laundry guru,
go ahead. No, please go ahead.
As a laundry guru, I kind of created that for myself because I have mastered laundry. I feel like I have. It's something that I love to do that most people don't love to do. I have created processes and procedures to help families manage their laundry on a day-to-day basis, or even a weekly basis, instead of waiting 2 weeks down the line, or depending on the size of your family, it may need to be done every day, or it can be done weekly. But I've helped families master that, and then like create systems in the home to where it doesn't come so cumbersome. It doesn't like take over their life, or just the house get filled with laundry. Because if you notice, most of our clients, one of their biggest struggles is laundry. Clothes all over the place. The laundry room is full. Yes. I have really been dealing with that issue in a lot of my family's homes.
Yeah, not that. No, yeah, family. Because there's times when I was there with a client, and they're installing blinds, or they're doing new flooring, and they're having to project manage that stuff too, and write the checks and figure this out, and at the same time, and so and so's be picked up at 2:00, and I have to go. Like, if there's a lot going on, a lot of multitasking going on any given day, even when I'm there, if I'm in the room, like, James, can you stay here real quick? I'm going to run over here to do this, pick up so-and-so. They're coming at 2:00 to do this, to install the pantry. Like,
right.
There's stuff, sometimes there's a lot of stuff going on in a household. There's just, and I'm there. I always say I work with my clients, not for them. I work with you. We're working together.
Alongside you. Yeah. I'm here to support you in this project. Like, I can't do it for you. Like, cause this is your stuff and you know how you want it. And we're here to create your vision.
Yep. It's true. Speaking of visions, your company, Xtreme Audacity, is one of my favorite words, Organized Solutions LLC. Okay, so first of all, why organizing for you? How'd you get into it?
So, as all of us, we started at a young age, and we didn't know we were organizing. We were just doing what we knew to do, right? And so I would organize the CDs and DVDs. That was one of my first things that I realized, oh, this is fun, and my family benefited from it. And I would get frustrated when I saw who watched this movie, who took this movie out of place, and I would have to put everything back in order and all that good stuff. But my niece, she was born, and I feel like she was my first client. She's 19 now. And I went to her house, and I went in her room, the baby's room, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a mess. Can I fix it? And I organized her room. Like, she was literally a day home from the hospital, and I did her entire room. And so she was my very first client, unpaid client. And then from there, it just spiraled, you know, and that was 19 years ago. And then my sister, she flew me out to Seattle, Washington to get her all packed and organized to move here to North Carolina. And so I went there and I got her all organized and packed. And she was like, oh, you should do this for a living. And I was like, what? People don't pay you to do this kind of stuff. That was 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
5 years ago from now, 2016, December, I was at her house here in North Carolina, organizing her office. And I was sitting there opening up mail from probably 15 years ago. And then the Lord, it just came up on me and said, it's time. And I knew exactly what it meant. I went home, I did research. I said, wait a minute. People will actually pay you to do this? I love doing this. That was December 2016. I started my business January 2017, and it's 5 years later.
Congratulations. 5 years. I remember my first 5 years. It's so cute. I love it.
Oh,
I'm 13. I'm 13
what year is
years.
this for you?
13.
What year is this for you? 13. Nice.
Yes, I remember the first. I mean, it's because like you, I was like, I get paid for this. Like I like doing this. I'm like, this is fun for me. I get paid.
Exactly.
I had no idea. That's why I have this show. That's why I'm trying to get people to understand this is an industry and you can actually get paid for it. That's always one of my goals. Now I was asked this because names are hard. So how'd you come up with the name of your business?
Okay, so December of 2016, my word for the next year was courage.
Okay.
And so, and when I was trying to figure out a name for my business, I was like, courage is my word, because I want to be more courageous. I want to start stepping out on what I want to do. And this was even before I had, even realized I was going to start organizing. And so then when I took that over into the new year and I started trying to come up with names, so I started looking up synonyms. And one of the synonyms for courage is audacity, right? To be bold, to be audacious, right? So I was like, oh, I like that word, right? And so then me and my sons were sitting down and we were like, just kind of thinking about different stuff. And I was like, we need another word to go with it, right? And so my oldest son, he comes and he was like, Xtreme Audacity. I was like, that's it. And that's what came from, Xtreme Audacity, organized solutions, because I feel like that's what I create, organized solutions. Yeah. And I just took the E off.
Xtreme. I like that. But go on, son. I'm gonna get doing that. See, I like that.
Yeah, we created the logo. We picked out the name, the logo. We did all of that in one day.
Yeah, I love
and they were right with me. Yep.
Well, when God comes through, he comes through. That's how it works. Yeah. That's how it was for me. I got a name for my super organizer and no one else had it. I searched it. I was like, no one has it. And everything came together. So I love that happens. Okay, so in organizing and doing your business, you're in North Carolina. So how is the culture there for you as an organizer? I have no clue. I've been in North Carolina before as a visitor. I don't know anything.
That's tough because most of my clients, it's funny because I live in Mooresville, which is a suburb outside of Charlotte area. Okay. And you would think that I would have a lot of Charlotte clients. I don't. Most of my clients are on the outskirts.
Oh, wow.
I am literally probably an hour, not where I live, but going an hour outside of Charlotte metro area for clients that are finding me. Wow. Or word of mouth. But most recently, since COVID-19, I started getting more clients in Charlotte. The Black community has definitely been supporting me since COVID. In 2020, I had more Black clients than I've ever had. Before, I had probably one here or there. But 2020, 2021, it was insane, the support, and there was no asking for a discount, asking for.
Thank you. That's very important. Ring a bell on that one. Very important stuff.
There was no, your price is too high. There was no, no kind of, kickback. Pushback. Yeah. That's the word I wanted. So it was awesome. The support and just really being able to help my people and get them to, see how much this is necessity instead of a luxury. It's really important for us to be organized. It just makes your life work better.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Well, so I mean, you mentioned we talk about faith a little bit in this conversation, both of us, and I do as part of my life, and this is part of my life. So for your business, for your life, how do you feel faith has actually got to do the last 5 years?
Oh, it's everything. Listen, I don't know that I could make it through the toughness. It's being an entrepreneur is just not easy, period.
No.
But when I know that this business is from God and that there are gonna be processes, there are gonna be, things that I come up against, and regardless, I know that this is my purpose. This is what God has for me, and I gotta push through it to get to the promise. So I can't continue, just when things get hard, just fall down and give up. I gotta push through to get to the promise. And every time it gets really hard, I push and I get to that promise. And there's a promise on every time that there's a hard time, there's a promise on the other side. So, it's always tough. It's always difficult. And I just keep pushing, and then I'll get to that promise. And then there's something else that comes, I come up against, and then I push past that and I get to that promise. So it's just a continuous growth. Watching myself grow has been very rewarding and challenging at the same time. But to see how I've developed over the years, it's been really good.
Yeah. Now, well, part of this is you're the newly elected VP of the National Association of Black Professional Organizers. Congratulations. First of all, congratulations. I love that group. I love that group.
I did.
So how did they come into your orbit, the group, first?
So I was a new organizer, and I was on one of the Facebook groups asking questions, right? And of course, getting overlooked, right? My questions not getting answered. Not many people in there that look like me and you.
I wonder if that was. I have an idea. I have an idea. Mm-hmm.
I sent you in that group.
Oh yeah, I was like, I was all put through there, but yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Anywho, yes.
Oh, somebody slides into my DMs, Naima Forgosen, and she's like, I know. She's like, hey, come over here and chat with us. You'll get your questions answered, and we just want to support each other. I came over there, and it was just, I think it's Organizing with Sisters. So that was our first little group. And so we were over there, and then they actually were kind of meeting up in Atlanta to, just doing a meetup. I missed the meetup. And then that's when the National Association of Black Professional Organizers got created. And so once they created it, they came back to us and they was like, hey, this is what we created. Yeah. And I was like one of the first people to join. So I've been a part since consumption, and I guess it was 2020 or 2021. Well, 2020, Naima asked me to come on the board. And so I became the professional learning director. And so that's when I was dealing with you and getting you booked to be a speaker and all that. So that was my role as on the board then. And so then I got nominated to be the vice president. And so now here I am. And so I'm really here to support the president in her goals and mission to get the the organization moving forward and whatever that looks like for her.
Yeah, no, I think it's I love you guys over there, of course. We have our relationship. I just think it's one of those things. I think it's important because there are a lot of folks of color and Black folks who don't know what organizing is. They don't know it's a business. They don't know it's a service they can have. And that's because right now 80% of my clients are African American. They just happen that way.
I heard you say that before. That's awesome.
It is, and it's great because they didn't know. They just didn't know they could ask for help. They didn't know they could get this kind of help.
It's kind of, yeah.
That's what it is. And as I was saying, because they know about electricians and gardeners and that, yeah.
They know cleaning, you know.
And cleaning. Yeah. Now, folks, you guys, I talk about furniture every time. Housekeepers, organizers, they're two separate things. There are folks who can clean the house and can't organize. There are folks who can organize and can't clean shit. So I'm telling you, there's a difference. There's a difference. So
I was on Naima's podcast. I think it was last year, and we talked about the difference between cleaning and organizing. It's two totally different things. Yeah.
It's the way it is. And the thing is, there's some great people who are great cleaners. They just don't know processes. They just know to clean, make everything tidy. They don't know about,
processes and procedures to get organized.
Thank you. It's a whole different thing. And the pacing's different when you're cleaning versus organizing. It's all, and in most cases, when you're organizing with the client most of the time. Or the cleaning, we all know cleaning. You got to walk the floor. Do. So I'm saying it's very. So for me, it's no shade to either. It's just I just want people to know there is a difference.
Yeah, and you don't want to. The amount you pay me to organize, I don't know if you want to pay me to clean.
No,
that amount.
I love it. I do. Thanks for being on the show. You are a lovely delight, and I wish you many more years of success in this because there's enough work to go around, folks. There's enough to go around. And your face, which is the face of my people, which is my face and our faces, we need to populate it more and be out there. So thank you.
I totally agree. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. It's always a pleasure to talk to you via email or being in our monthly meetings. You're just
I'm a crazy person. I'm a crazy person.
That's okay. We all listen. I'm crazy too. I'm here, right? So it's in there, but I just really appreciate you. This platform that you've created for us, for our people, and congratulations to you, and much success for you. I mean, I'm proud of you. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm here for everybody. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for us also. Tell folks where they can find your work, because this is business, folks, now. You can't do this for free. So find out where they can find you and all your goodness.
So I am Xtreme Audacity on every platform. So it's XTREME AUDACITY. My business is xtremeaudacity.com. I'm that on every platform, social media. So that's where you can find me. And my name is Takilla Combs, TAKILLA
Yes. And of course, I'm James Lott Jr., Super Organizer. ALottaHelp.com is the website. Also, you can go to Super Organizer on every social media platform. I'm everywhere, trust me. Or James Lott Jr. I'm everywhere. You can just type my name in, you'll find me. But we're here. This show is on every audio streaming service platform. So from iHeartRadio to Spotify to Google, Apple, you can find it. It's there. Trust me. This interview will be there. Pass this on to anybody who needs to see it. Listen to it. Then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, my channel on YouTube. I'm one of the few Black men who has his own channel on YouTube, actually, as the head of a network. It's JLJ Media. That's my company. And you'll find a whole playlist of all these interviews, including hers, will be added on today. And also her colleagues. Naima, she's on it also. She's one who's on it too. A lot of her clients, they're all on here. You can see of why. Well, they're all on my show. So you get to see them all, and you can see what they're talking about also. And if you're in the North Carolina area, the Charlotte area, whatever, find her, book her, do it. Get a consultation, talk to her. Go that direction.
That's right.
If I was there, I'd hire her if I was there, but I'm not there. I'm in LA. If I was there, I would hire her. That's how you do it, folks. Everyone, please have a great day today. Consider getting organized. It really does change lives. It really does change your life. Life does run smoother when things do have a place. And trust me, she and I both believe that with all of our hearts. And I think look into it. But everybody have a great day.